The JonBenét Ramsey case. Was the ransom note a carefully crafted deception? For nearly 3 decades, the JonBenét Ramsey case has baffled investigators and captivated the public. But what if the key to unlocking this mystery lies within the very words of the ransom note itself? This seemingly bizarre and rambling note, filled with threats and strange demands, may hold the secrets to the identity of the perpetrators. And tonight, we are going to delve deep into the compelling signs that suggest it was penned not by one, but by at least 2 individuals, an older woman and a man with a military background. Experts have placed an extraordinary amount of emphasis on the shape and size of each letter, but what about what the ransom note is actually saying? The note itself tells us who wrote it. Think about it. The note's meticulous structure, the specific language, the use of a garrote, these elements scream premeditation, not a crime of passion. It's as if the kidnappers had a plan, a carefully crafted scheme to extort money from the Ramseys while ensuring JonBenet's safe return. Look at these letters, words, and phrases that possibly point to an older woman born in the 40s. Formal and old-fashioned language. The tone of the note is stiff, almost Victorian in its formality. Phrases like, "You will also be denied her remains for proper burial," suggest a mindset more aligned with traditional values. This points to someone who had come of age in a more formal era. Archaic handwriting. The handwriting itself offers additional clues. The writer uses a distinct double-story lowercase a style that had largely fallen out of favor by the 1950s and 60s. Similarly, the lowercase u, d, and r are single-story. These idiosyncrasies suggest that the writer learned to write in the mid-20th century, possibly someone born around 1940. Inconsistent letter formation. The writer also shifts between single and double-story forms for the letters A, R, U, and D. This inconsistency could be another indicator of an older writer, someone whose handwriting has evolved over decades, blending older styles with newer ones. And look at the distinctive spacing. The unique spacing in the ransom note offers another intriguing clue. Take a look at the arrows pointing to the gaps between some of the words. Notice the considerable spacing throughout. The consistent gaps suggest a deliberate effort by someone who is familiar with mid-20th century writing styles, where precision and legibility were highly valued. But there's more. The note also contains clues that point to a military mind. It uses military jargon, phrases like a small foreign faction, immediate execution of your daughter, and we are familiar with law enforcement, countermeasures, and tactics, hint at a familiarity with military terminology. There's also an emphasis on control. The rigid instructions and threats of violence, such as any deviation of my instructions will result in the immediate execution of your daughter and will result in your daughter being beheaded, reflect a military-style command structure. Strategic planning. The complex instructions for the money drop and the warnings against involving law enforcement suggest a strategic mind, possibly trained in military operations. But something went terribly wrong. JonBenét lost her life and the plan unraveled. The kidnappers, now facing a murder charge, had to improvise. They knew the Ramseys rarely ventured into the basement, making it the perfect hiding spot for JonBenet's body. The ransom note, originally meant to be read over the phone after they placed JonBenét in the blue suitcase and removed her from the home, became a critical part of their revised plan. Instead of reading it over the phone, they left it on the spiral staircase, ensuring the Ramseys wouldn't find it. If they hadn't called the police, JonBenet's body might have remained undiscovered and the kidnappers would have vanished with the ransom money. But the note itself betrays them. The language, the tone, the specific details, they all point to a collaboration, a partnership between an older woman, perhaps someone the Ramsey family already knew well, and a man with military experience. In my previous videos, we explored the pineapple evidence and the bedwetting theory, so I'm not going to go into that now. You'll have to check out those videos for more information on that. So now with this new perspective on the ransom note, the pieces of the puzzle begin to fall into place. The note wasn't just a random act of desperation. It was a carefully crafted deception, a desperate attempt to cover up a tragic crime. Read more about it in my new book, available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. But this is just the beginning. We need to dig deeper, examine the evidence, and connect the dots. If you have any information that could shed light on this case, please come forward. Together we can finally bring justice for JonBenét. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates on this case. And please, please share this video with others. The truth is out there, and we won't rest until we find justice for JonBenét.